Please help me welcome Linda Cole.
Dr. Albert Alexander is a physiologist. He's also an MD, and he specializes in people who have weight problems and strength problems. In 1999, Dr. Alexander did some major studies about traditional weight training. And what he found is that the medical community that had traditionally recommended 30 minutes of aerobic exercise 3 to 4 times a week, that no longer was proving to be effective. And when you look at today, the fact that cardiovascular disease is our #1 reason why people have heart attacks and why they die, there's something that's not right with people thinking that they need aerobic exercise, but they can get by without weight training. And this speech tonight is a follow-up to a speech that I gave last year about slow motion, high intensity strength training, which is what I teach. People came to me after that speech and said, Linda, we'd love to see how it looks. We'd love to see someone doing it. Maybe sometime you can put something together. So because this is a visual aids speech, I thought this was the time to do it. So we're going to get started. I'm going to dialogue with the person that's doing it. He's one of my clients. A year and a half ago, he came to me. He was overweight. He didn't have strength. Today, he's a different person. And what you have there on your desk, by the way, are the different exercises that we're going to be doing. There's 7 exercises starting with the leg press. And to give you an idea of when we first start, my client is now doing over 500 pounds on the leg press. He started at about 250 pounds, and that just goes on and on for every single exercise. He's more than doubled his strength in the last less than a year and a half. So it's amazingly possible, both with women and with men, to be able to do this. So without further ado, I'd like to get started. Slow motion, high intensity strength training. First exercise that I'm going to show you is the leg press. This is my client, Hamoud Abu Eid. He came to me a year and a half ago from Washington, D.C. He was having some health problems, and he wasn't happy with his strength. He just couldn't push. He couldn't do the basketball he wanted to do. He couldn't play the tennis any more than he wanted to do. His legs were weak. Today, this man, he's in his 30s, today this man is pushing 508 pounds on this leg press. He started with me at about 250 pounds a year and a half ago. This training shows how slow you have to go. This is called slow motion high intensity. He's only going 8 to 12 seconds out and 8 to 12 seconds back. The average person pushes weights 1 to 3 seconds up and back. That causes injuries because there's friction and acceleration that's in each movement. With this type of training, that is not allowed. You can't go that fast. I teach my clients to go very slow, but you can see how he's breathing. I teach my clients to breathe. You have to breathe properly, almost like a Lamaze breathing. Never hold your breath like they do with traditional weight training. It's very dangerous, very dangerous. This is not only a strength building type of exercise, this leg press, but it also is an amazing cardiovascular workout. He comes to me once a week. His belly was about at least 1.5 sizes larger than it is now. He's asking me right now, I'm to the left, he's asking me how much time is left. This exercise takes about 2 minutes. And in 2 minutes, he should be getting to a place where he cannot push another rep. That's called muscle failure, and that's what this is all about. It's going to complete failure. And I'm telling him to hold it, hold it, hold it, and that's it. He's done. Now, there's no way that he could possibly do that exercise 2 times or 3 times that you see in the gym. It's not possible. He's fried. The next exercise is called the pull down or the torso arm, and you have that there. Once again, this exercise works the latissimus dorsi, the muscles here, the rhomboids, the deltoids in the back. He pulls his arms down all the way, so he contracts those muscles in the back of his back. And then he comes back up again, and as he pulls down, he keeps his wrists straight so he doesn't injure his wrists. And then he's learned to pull all the way back, his fists into his chest, holding it for 2 seconds, and then coming back up. This is an amazing way to strengthen all your back muscles. Because without your lats being strong, without your deltoids, your rhomboids, you're going to be leaning over as you get older. Chest press. This is the 3rd exercise we do in the routine. Very slowly, his elbows stay down. He pushes up into the air, almost like he's an airplane, going up into the air, not out straight, because that's tough on the shoulders. In and up. So the chest, the pectoral region is worked here, and the triceps. If you want great triceps, a chest press is the exercise to do, both for women and for men. He's using his belly. I instruct all clients to use their abdominals. And he's completely focusing. There's no music in this studio. There's no cell phones. There's no kids. There's no noise. It's a private one-on-one training. There's no way you could possibly do this work in a traditional gym. There's too many distractions. You'd never be able to focus. He's at 56 seconds right now. I'm taking him to about 1.5 minutes. This is a compound row. This is a rowing machine.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, and go.
Go. Now watch how he pulls his elbows down. Once again, that's to protect his shoulders. So instead of going up like this is where you'll see people in the gym going, he goes down like this, so he gets all of his back muscles and his biceps. He's got really, really good form today. And I'm complimenting him. He knows this is a video, so I'm complimenting him on his arms. That's what we're doing. He's saying, I like the way your arms are looking, Mahmood. Very, very slow. When he gets to the end, most people jerk it. They jack it back, and that's so dangerous for the joints. This type of training builds bone density. It helps improve your HDL level. It helps with glucose control. Slow motion high intensity is just an amazing way to work your whole internal body. Rotary torso. This is a rotary machine. It gets your abdominal cavity, it strengthens your abs and shapes your abs. It's only going to show one way because it would have taken much too long to show him turning. He's turning, he's keeping his chest completely straight, and he's just rotating his lower body. So the obliques, which are the muscles here, are going to get work. Now I'm talking about the patient. He hears me going.
You're doing great. That was a 10. Keep going.
It's 10 seconds, which is ideal. He's turning again. He's keeping his chest totally. He's not coming off the pad and using his upper body. He's isolating his lower torso, which is what you have to do in order to get results from this exercise.
How much weight is on here? Linda?
What?
How much weight is on the...
On the torso arm? Torso arm, he's got, on the rotary torso, he's got 60 pounds on this, and that's like almost like 150 pounds. It's very, you don't have to do a lot of weight for the torso arm. Most people do about 25 pounds. He's at 60. Now this is the lumbar spine. This is an extremely important exercise because the lower back, we get so much flexion in our day, bending over, picking up things. We don't get any extension. We've got to go back. And this exercise is a way to be able to strengthen all those muscles, the L4, L5 region, which are very, very weak for most people. Here's the abdominal machine. Now, you see how he keeps the roller tucked in? and then he pulls in, and he holds it for 2 seconds, and then he comes back, once again, slowly. Most people, when they do an ab machine, they throw it way out like this, and they don't get the abs. They just throw it out. Here you have to tuck it, and by tucking it, you're working those muscles very deeply. This is the last exercise. Keeps your shoulders down. Very, very slowly. Just tucking, 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 tucking. It's so important to tuck when you do an abdominal exercise. And unfortunately, I trained for 11 years at a gym in Los Angeles, and they never instructed me to tuck my stomach in when I did my abs. And I was in a gym 3 days a week for 11 years, Sports Club LA, which I don't even think is Sports Club LA anymore, and I got nothing but injuries, one after the other. For the last 14 years, I've never had one injury in my body. He's almost done. Tucking. Now the last portion of this, I'm going to have him do a static hold, meaning he's going to come down, he's going to hold it, he's going to pull his belly in, and he's going to hold it, and that completely fatigues the muscle fibers. He's got one more to do.
He's using lightweight, right?
8, 9, 10. See how he's pulling, static hold? He can't do any more than that. He's completely fried. He's done.
How much weight did he do?
On that exercise he was doing on the abdominal, he was doing 72 pounds. Now that may not sound like a lot, it's a lot. It's an incredible lot. So, in conclusion, let me say that strength training, there's different forms of strength training. What I teach, I highly recommend. There's not many instructors that teach it because it's a specialized certification, but if you're going to do weight-bearing exercise, which I highly recommend that you do it slowly, do it intensely, and do it briefly. Because if you can do it intensely, you won't be able to do it more than one set. And anyone that says you can do 3 sets in the gym, you're not going to get results. My clients come in once a week for 30 minutes, and their bodies change amazingly so. So if anybody has any questions, you can go to my website, which is lindascole.com, and that will tell you everything about this workout.